Hello there and welcome to the Southeastern Sports Report presented by State Farm. I'm Alan Waddell along with the athletics director here at Southeastern Louisiana University, Mr. Bart Bellairs, and the students have come back to campus. And right now we're getting ready to start all of our spring sports. I know basketball's been home the last couple weeks and has got a couple big wins. They got in the win column in the Southland Conference play. It's good to see the Lions back in the win column. And Lady Lions are struggling a little bit right now in Southland Conference play, but all you got to do is it takes 1 or 2 games and it'll turn around for you.
You sure do. You know, the men had an impressive win over Corpus Christi. Right. The women went down and made a great comeback, and it's hard to win on the road. I mean, that's if you can steal a couple on the road and hold serve at home, you're doing a great job. Our men are playing very, very well, and they did this without Brandon Fortenberry still out of the starting lineup. So we've got to get him back in order to have that that total punch that we need.
Over the last few weeks, we've taken a lot of look at football and the coaching staff with Coach Ron Roberts. We'll start looking ahead to our spring sports. We're going to talk with Coach Tim Baldwin later on in the program, and his golf program has been really a stable unit here for Southeastern in the last few years, and they seem to put a good product on the course every year.
Oh, they did, and this year they had a chance, along with our women's tennis team, to go down to Mexico and compete in a fall tournament, which I think helped them. I think they came in second in it, and they play big schools. I mean, they're playing Missouri, North Carolina, they're playing national powers. But we are national power, really, in golf, and you got to really credit that to Tim and his young people. We have not just a good team, but we have a very good golf program.
Southeastern Golf's only loss in that Mexico tournament was to number 5 ranked Arkansas, so a very impressive performance. And trips like that, you talked about the women's tennis team and also the golf team going down to Mexico. How much does that help recruiting?
It helps tremendously, and we can't do that again. We talk about the importance of the LAA. Those are all LAA-funded trips, so we've got to get our LAA going, but it's a tremendous asset to recruiting, because one of the things that kids ask you is they ask what your record was, how many times you're on TV, and where do you go to. And when you say, hey, by the way, we're traveling to Mexico for a week-long tournament, it really does help.
Track and field was just underway. They've already had their first meet, kind of a split meet, so those guys are getting after it. They'll have a brand new facility to run on this spring. They're very excited about that. Softball is going to be getting going under Coach Pete Langlois. They'll have their big tournament coming up in just a few weeks. And also baseball. Coach J. Ortiz has put a great program together here at Southeastern. 40 wins 2 years ago, right at that mark a year ago. And I know if you talk to Coach Ortiz, they're ready to make that next step again at NCAA Regional.
And we're very excited about what's going on, not only on the field but off the field. We're also creating a new bullpen area, so we'll be taking out part of our fence so the spectators can kind of look. The bullpen, which I think is a little bit dangerous, is actually in play. We'll be moving that beyond the outfield fence, which is another project we're working on this fall. And I also want to remind everybody about the Pam Cook retirement. We just announced on February 25th we're going to be having the Pam Cook retirement. Her jersey, she's been a wonderful, wonderful player here. She's still at the university, and we're excited about Pam Cook's retirement.
When you talk about Lion for life, Pam Cook went to Southeastern here, was a phenomenal basketball player, and then stuck around, was a part of the university. So I want to thank her for her service. And I know that's got to be special to you when you see people that went to school here and then stay here and continue their employment.
And Pam's around all the time, which is great. She's not one of these, and when we talk about retirement, we're talking about her jersey. Pam's going to stay very, very active for a long time, but we're talking about she's everywhere. She just is very supportive of Southeastern and a wonderful role model for our young student athletes.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have a lot more for you. We're going to talk with head golf coach Tim Baldwin. We'll also look at highlights of the men's and women's basketball team right here on the Southeastern Sports Report presented by State Farm.